Okay, right now you're looking at a chart of the US dollar index futures contract. You recall a few days ago I did warn that we'll be testing the $80 handle here in the dollar index, and we're getting close to that right now as we're hitting a new intraday high, that 79.34 level. So if you're like me and you probably got shook out of the dollar index trade a little prematurely, I didn't jump back in it. Instead, I went ahead and purchased some calls on the UUP, since the UUP tracks and moves with the dollar index. Sometimes you have to do that to limit your exposure, just because of the leverage when you're using the futures contracts. But anyway, it is going up, and it's about to enter into that that consolidation zone here between 79 and 80.39, which is about a buck of consolidation. We could either tap out here at this $80 range and then head back down again, or we could break out and start a new trend, which would be a bull market for the dollar. And if we do that, then it's going to be in a rush to get back toward parity. And if that happens, I will venture to say that I would be very concerned if that happens, because then that's a very strong dollar. And if the dollar does get back above parity, it's going to rally to new contract highs, possibly getting to like $1.50, maybe even $2. That would be devastating to our economy. That would ensure that we will be living in the hyperinflation times, as has been called by the NIA, the National Inflation Association, with Vision Victory and those guys, who have been calling for hyperinflation for some time. So I think as the dollar strengthens like that, you would see the hyperinflation. I actually I'm in a different school here. I believe that because of the decoupling in the markets and everything, most people would assume that if the dollar goes to, like, breaks down and drops below 70 or something, that's the hyperinflation index. I think it has an inverse relationship. I think the dollar strengthening like this is sealing the fate of the hyperinflation. And that's what you're going to see. Instead of deflation, hyperinflation is what I think is happening. I think that when you're in a state of collapse like we are in this country, that you see everything happen. You see deflation and you see hyperinflation. I think the deflation aspect hit us first with the destruction of prices, price destruction. Isn't that deflation, price destruction, sucking money out? Well, that's what I think is happening now. I think we're getting... we've been heard the sucking sound of the money coming out of the economy, but we saw the price destruction. Now we're going to see the reverse of price destruction. We're going to see price inflation. At first, it was limited to different sectors of the economy, like housing, the housing bubble, and the bond bubble, and things like that. But I think you haven't seen anything yet. Now, you also note today that that commodities are also down. The metals, for one, are down. So everything is down right now, down hard. The Dow is down over 200 points right now as I'm doing this video. The NASDAQ's down 30-something, 36 actually. The S&P's down 21. The dollar index is the only thing that's on fire right now. And of course, your bonds are up slightly after collapsing. But your commodities are down hard too. Gold is down almost 40 bucks right now. Silver's down over $1. I mean, that's huge. Just to put it in perspective, silver being down $1 is the equivalent to the S&P 500 being down 100 points. Just to put it in real money, monetary terms. And for those of you who don't know, they raised the bar on silver again, second time this week. New margin requirements for trading silver futures. It's now just shy of 10 grand to trade one lot, one contract of silver futures. It's twofold. They're keeping the little guy out of the market now. They shut him out. So if you missed the rally in the silver, the first leg rally, you're going to definitely miss the mother of all rallies in it, because they just locked you out permanently. You can't get back in now. So it's just how the game goes. They shut you out when they're destroying the price so that they can buy in cheaper and get ready for the next mother of all rallies. And they destroy price by taking massive profits on all of their long positions. So all the big elites are buying it now as it's plummeting, and building a base. Like I said before, in other videos and on the radio and in the chat room, The support for silver is around $22 an ounce. And as we get close to that, that's when you're going to start seeing that really hit fruition. Another thing I want to note is that not only is that happening, but I think the bond situation is going to reverse also. I think that bond prices are going to, if the Fed is successful, they'll be able to get it back above par as far as your bonds. And then that'll keep the rates artificially low, but I don't think that's really what they want to do. I think they want to destroy bonds. I think bonds will probably go from where they are now down into the 80s and the 70s. I mean, just total just obliteration of the bonds. That's that bond implosion. That would signify that the jig is up, and the Ponzi scheme of the bond market and the Fed buying its own debt will be coming to naught. Likewise, we are pulling back, like I said, in stocks. We're testing those support areas, and I think that should give further liftoff. As the dollar strengthens here, I think for a while we're going to see this inverse relationship continue for a few more days, maybe a couple more weeks. But I think eventually the dollar is going to have to go down, because I think they want to stave off the hyperinflation. They're going to allow some inflation, but I don't think they want the hyper scenario. And believe it or not, they can control this. People think that they can't. They can do whatever they want. Remember, anything that happens is not by accident, and it's not by chance. It's being done on purpose. Fiat currency is a controlled, created instrument. It's not something that grows out of the ground. They have total control over it. They can cause depressions or hyperinflation, whatever scenario they want. Push of a button, they can make it happen. They can make all this go away if they want it, but it's not. It doesn't further their agenda. They have an agenda, and although we don't really quite know exactly what all that entails, they do have an agenda. So as markets are ebbing and flowing and going up and down, it's because that's exactly how they want it. They can crush a market at any time. I warned you guys back in the summer, you gold and silver bugs. I warned you. I said don't fall in love with these markets, because the government can come in and change the rules at any time. They can collapse a market at any time. I warned you. I did dozens of videos showing you where all the markets were falling and rising together simultaneously. I showed you that. So you know that it can happen. It's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to go against all of the economic theories and whatnot, but it does happen. And it happens because they control these correlations and inverse relationships. They control it. All right? They manipulate it. They cause it to happen. So they can take an instrument that's been under heavy accumulation and make it instantaneously under heavy distribution. They can take profits and collapse a market. They can buy and rally a market. It's just that simple. Even though it's a rigged game, it's a game that can be beaten. It's a game that you can win. I'm living proof of it. I extract money out of these markets, continually, consistently, up and down. And I've shown you how to do it. I've made videos showing you how to do it. I have this spreadsheet that I put out every day showing you exactly how to do it. Those people who subscribe can tell you the pulse waves are no joke. They're designed to be that way. But I will caution you, it's not a holy grail. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But those pulse waves, they do work. You have to wait for them to manifest, but they do work. It's the best free thing out there on the web that I've seen that actually gives the little guy some hope of a chance, some semblance of a chance. You might not get rich, but at least you'll be able to grow your account and see some kind of return on investment, unlike putting your money in a bank or letting it sit in a CD somewhere. So I'll give you that. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video just to show you what's going on with the dollar, and don't count out the Fed just yet. They hold all the cards. They can do whatever they want. We have been insolvent for a long time, you guys. I've told you this before, a long time ago. I told you that back on 9/11, that was it. We went belly up. Worse than what we are now. Worse than 2008. Worse than 2009. Worse. It was worse. Worse than Lehman's and Bear Stearns going on. It was worse than that. I cannot stress that to you enough. 9/11 was the beginning. That killed it all. All right, we've been controlled totally 100% by the Federal Reserve since 9/11. Seriously, when I mean totally, I mean that all of the markets have been melded together electronically now. All the global markets are one. They are one. All right. It's just one big commodities market now. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys early, even before the flash crashes. I told you that that was the next step to basically combine the Chicago Board of Trade and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the COMEX and all that, and combine it and lump it in with the New York Stock Exchange and everything else. That's really been the game plan from the beginning. And by creating the derivatives market with the housing scandals and stuff was part of it. So the foreclosure debacle actually helped to bring all that together, because then they were able to take these hybrid instruments and things and mortgage-backed securities and make futures contracts out of them, tradable contracts. I mean, look at it this way: you can trade the weather now if you want to. You can trade weather futures. Okay, that didn't exist always. Okay, but now you can trade weather. They will bet and gamble on anything. That's what they do. That's what they're addicted to. Okay, so anyway, I'm not belaboring the point. I just wanted to point out that volatility is upon us. Just like I told you that these markets will be mad volatile this week. I told you that last week. I said get ready for this coming week. It was going to be crazy. And I told you that they were going to be massive profit taking to make everything go back toward its support levels, and that's what's happening. And then after that, it will reverse course and resume the way that it was going. They do this for a time so they can achieve their goals. When they want to rally a market, they crash it first. When they want to crash a market, they rally it first. All right, that's all I'm saying. I mean, follow the money. Look at the charts. They don't lie. Look at the prices. They don't lie. So anyway, hang in there. And like I said, use type stops. Take what you can and give nothing back. And that is the name of the game. Take what you can off the table. You can always get back in the market. If you miss a move, don't chase it. Wait for the next signal. And it's all good. All right? So the world's not coming to an end today. It's just market action. It's extending its trading ranges and causing rookies to panic. No need for you to panic. If you've been long, you should be stopped out with profit by now anyway. If you're putting on new shorts, just be careful. Use tight stops. These markets can violently reverse, and there's no rule saying we can't end up on the day. All right, this move today is nothing in the markets. I've seen the Dow be down 1,000 points and rally up hundreds of points by the close of a day. So this is nothing. All right, don't get sucked into the hype. Get ready. Have your trades ready. Have your tickets ready to go all in on gold and silver and go all in on the stock indexes once all this pulling back is done. All right. Successful tests of the support ranges that I gave out to you guys on the spreadsheet still hold. All right, that's why we do the spreadsheet, giving you out what the markets, what you can expect from the markets 24 hours in advance. No one else is doing that, not even on YouTube. And that's why we at the Vulcan Report and you guys that follow us, we're starting to get attacked by people because we're eating their lunch. We're taking subscribers away from them that could be paying for their services, and they're coming over here where it's free and they're getting the truth. So of course you're going to be attacked when you're doing the truth and you're exposing darkness like we did with the Bank of America scandal. Now it's all over the news and all over the media that Bank of America is in trouble and are they going to need a bailout. So hey, I told you what was up. If you didn't take your money out the bank, that's on you. It's all on you. Just like I said before, take what you can, give nothing back. I'm out. Peace.